it's Symphony and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I know it has been so long and I'm so sorry. I'm literally like almost nervous like making this video. I'm like, do I remember how to do this? Like, it's been so long. I know I took one heck of a break. I actually went through so much this summer. So much was going on. It was so fun, so fresh, so exciting. But I am so happy to be back. It is officially October. So I have like my little candle lit in the corner. I have on my cozy little sweater. Side note, like in Michigan, it's actually not cold enough right now to wear sweaters. So I just have this on for like the cozy aesthetic. Really fun, but it's not cold enough. And I'm really pissed off about that because it's October. Like, come on, Michigan, like get this weather thing together. But I'm excited to be making this video today for you guys. So as you all know, if you are subscribed to my channel, thank you. If you're not subscribed to my channel, hit the subscribe button. It's free. And I have something special coming for my subscribers later. I'll talk more about that towards the end of the video, so make sure that you watch it all the way through. But anyways, yeah, so this summer I got engaged. Like it's freaking crazy. It's surreal. I mean, like, Darius and I, that's my fiance's name, his name is Darius. We have been together in 10 days, let me see. It's October 1st, so in 10 days it will be 3.5 years. We've been together for a while now, so it's not like, oh my god, like it didn't happen like 2 weeks into the relationship, but it's still like something so new and so fresh, and we're still getting used to everything and having so much like fun wedding planning and sharing it with my family. So if any of you are friends, family, subscribers, and you have shared our proposal video, thank you so much. Continue sharing that. We're almost, if not already, at 2,000 views, so that's really dope. If you have not seen the proposal video, I will leave it in the description box below. But yeah, I know I'm like all over the place, but I'm just so excited. Like, engaged life is just everything and more. Like, it's so fun. Every day we're like, well, I'm on Pinterest and I'm like showing him, like, babe, look at this, like we have to do this for our wedding. And he's obviously like so excited. He's not into the like, you know, Pinterest side of things, but he's like, yeah, like I'm gonna have a wife, like that's dope. So, and I'm gonna have a husband, so that's really cool. So I figured I would hop on here today with you guys and just kind of like tell a story time, because everyone kind of like, a lot of people that know me in real life have already seen the proposal video, but they're kind of like, oh well, let me make sure my hair is acting right. They're like, oh well, how are things like from Symphony's point of view? Like, were you surprised? What happened? What happened before he proposed? What happened after he proposed? How did you guys spend the night? Like, what went down? And so I'm here to spill all of the juicy tea. So basically, I got engaged. Darius proposed on July 11th of 2019. Happy 11. Today is the 1st. I know it's not the 11, but hey, 11 is our thing. Like, Darius and I, we met on the 11th of October. Yep, we met on the 11th of October. Then we started dating on the 11th of April, and he proposed on the 11th of July. So as you guys can probably guess, we're gonna get married on the 11th of a month. I don't know if I've already said what month. If not, it'll be coming up in an upcoming video, our exact wedding date. But yeah, he proposed on the 11th. So let's get into the story time. Like, what happened? I actually have tea sitting right here. Hold on. That's good. I'm a tea connoisseur, so if you guys didn't know, I'm drinking green tea with ginger, something like that. I don't know. But yeah, so he proposed on July 11. It was a Thursday, I do believe. So he took like that Wednesday, wait, maybe even Tuesday. He took like that Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Like, he took the majority of the week off from work. And so he was at home and stuff like that, and he was just like, oh, we're gonna go out on a date on the 11th, which didn't really like exactly trigger like proposal vibes for me, because I was just like, we go out on a date like on the 11th every 11th, so I was like, okay, it could be a proposal, it could not. Like, it's like any other 11, like we'll see what happens. So as I got closer to that day, he was like, oh, make sure you wear like a nice dress, like, you know, we're gonna get your nails done, do your hair. He knows I like to do my own hair and I like to do my own makeup, and so he was like, you know, do your hair, do your makeup, like that's the use for me. But he was just like, you know, like go a little extra, like I was like, okay. So then the day beforehand, on the 10th, he was like, wear pink. So I was like, okay. I have a couple pink dresses. I have a couple pink, like, you know, sexy, like, you know, low cut tops. Like, I could, you know, I can do this thing. But then I was like, oh hey, well what if I want to wear a new dress? Like, should I go shopping? Should I not go shopping? Like, I don't really know what to do. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to the mall. So July 11th, the day of the proposal, I woke up, he went to go get a haircut, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go shopping. No, I said I'm gonna go get my nails done. So I was on my way to a nail salon here in Grand Rapids to get my nails done, and I was like, something was just like, okay, go shopping instead, because I actually ordered, I don't know where they are, or I would show them to you, but I ordered these nails, the actual nails that I wore for the proposal. They were ordered. I ordered them special and got them custom made and everything, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna wear those instead of getting my nails done, because I was like, I don't like, if the nail lady does it wrong, if the ring finger's like crooked, like I'm gonna be really upset. It's gonna like throw off my whole vibe. I'm gonna be, you know, like aesthetic and like beauty obviously is like my thing. So I was like, okay, I won't get my nails done, I'll just go to the mall. So I pull up at the mall. I went to Rivertown, and I go to like, I think Charlotte Russe is still open. I went to Charlotte Russe, I went to Express, didn't find anything. I went to Windsor. I tried on like 4 to 5 different dresses. I'm like throwing them on. I'm FaceTiming my mom. There's a hair. I'm FaceTiming my mom, and I'm like, Mom, like, what do you think? And she's like, well, where are you going? And I'm like, I'm going on a date. And she was like, a date? Like, I was like, yeah, Mom, I'm going on a date. And she was like, okay. And she was like, I think you should wear this other dress that you already have. And I was already thinking about that one, because she was looking at the dress I had on, and maybe she kind of like thought in her head like, maybe not proposal vibes, maybe like date night vibes, maybe like, you know, wedding anniversary, like a year from now vibes or whatever. But she was like, I think you should wear the one you already have. So I was like, okay. So I sprint home, take a shower. I did not have a sew-in that day. I had a U-part wig. I finished making the wig. Then I do my hair, I curl my hair and everything. Then like, I'm in a time crunch. Like, he was like, be ready at like 4:30. I think it's 4 at this time. And I need to do like a full beat. And you know when you need to do a full beat and you're like nervous, or you have some place to go, it's just like, like what do I do? Like, it's gonna take more time. It usually takes me like 40 minutes to do like a full beat. So I was like, okay, so I'm just like we have like, I usually do my makeup in my office, but I couldn't sit still. Like, I was like, my hair was in a disarray. Like, I did it, I pulled my hair off, but it didn't go the same way that I wanted it to, but it looked great in the pictures, except for a couple flyaways. But our photographer's the bomb, so she hooked us up with that thing. But basically, I was like, okay, so I'm nervous, I'm sweating. I was like, you know, let me just do, because I was like, if it is the proposal, like, my makeup needs to be on point. Like, I don't have time to be like in my office at my vanity like doing the thing. Like, I need to be on my feet so I can like dance, I can play music, and like in the zone. So we have a floor to ceiling mirror. Like at the end of our, we have a very long hallway and a very wide hallway like in our home upstairs, so I can like do my little like runway walks, my try on hauls by myself, all that stuff. So we have a giant beautiful mirror up there, and I was just like, okay, I'm gonna do my makeup right here. So I'm doing my makeup, he comes home, he still has to shower. I was like, yes, so I have more time. I'm doing my lashes and things like that. And so he gets out the shower, and he's like helping me get ready, because I needed to put on, like, you know, ladies, like when you're about to go out and like you're going on a date night with your mans, you're like, okay, what type of like undergarments do I want to put on? Strapless bra? Do I need like a spank? Do I need a like, let's snatch this waist, honey? So like, he was helping me, and that's just kind of like the relationship that we have. And I love that we can like look back on this memory and say like, I wasn't getting ready by myself like in a room, like trying to make sure that like, you know, all my body garments and the dress is like fitting perfectly. Like, I'm like, no, like, you're my best friend, like you gotta help me like fit into this thing. So he's helping me and stuff like that. And so I'm finishing up getting ready, just like spraying my perfume, putting on, you know, my final things of lip gloss and stuff like that. And where is my lip gloss? I could use some more. So I'm doing all of that, and he gets ready. So he gets ready and he comes out, and he's like in this full on like almost a navy, like between a royal and a navy blue like suit. And I was like, oh shit, literally that's what I was like. But anyway, like he just looked so good, and I was like he always looks really good, but like a suit, like we're not super like, we like to dress up, but we usually dress up with like he'll put on like a nice shirt with some like dope jeans and shoes and a chain. Like, my man's from Detroit, so he's not about to like, you know, put on a whole like suit and like be super for no reason. Like, he's more of like urban, like swag, like, you know, like chill with like still looks really good, and I come through with like a dress and some heels. Like, that's kind of like our vibe. But I'm in a dress and heels, and then he comes through with the suit, and I was like, okay, and like these really nice shoes, and I was like, and then I think that the barber like did a little something different with the haircut, and I was like, okay, you try to look like a whole snack, so I'm gonna look like a whole meal. So I go back in my room and I like get a different purse. I was like, it's time for me to pull out the Gucci bag. Okay, I'm sorry, I know we're banning Gucci, except for on July 11, 2019. Y'all are not about to play me. I was not about to look like the appetizer and he looking like the meal. Like, we about to come through with the full course thing. I gotta match his fly, okay? So I go change like my purse real quick, and I'm getting ready. So now it's time to go. So we're going, and we pull up at this restaurant in Grand Rapids. I'm not sure if other cities have it. Maybe. We pull up at Ruth's Chris, and we go in, and we're sitting down, and we like to eat out, but it's not, Ruth's Chris isn't like, we have one spot in Grand Rapids that we go to all the time, and it's just like our favorite, and the food is so good. So Ruth's Chris was something new for us. So we go there, and it was so amazing. Like, we had some type of steak. I'm not like, I love steak, but I'm not like a steak connoisseur. Like, I don't know everything about steak. So we had the steak, and what else did we have? We had asparagus, and we had mashed potatoes, and I think we had some wine and something like that. But it was just so good. It was delicious. If you haven't tried it yet, you should try it. If it's in your city, definitely go. So yeah, we're eating there and stuff like that, and we're just like talking about our relationship. And he was like, he asked me something. What did he ask me? He was like, oh, so we've been together for 3 years and 3 months. Like, what is your version of how we met? And I was like I was like, is this man like mic'd? Like, why are you asking like my version of how we met? So I was like, okay, my version of the story, which I will tell that, or I'll probably bring him onto my channel, and he and I will tell that story together. But it's really, I don't want to say ratchet, like, it's romantic, but it's very, like, I was raw, and I was like, yeah, you know, he was looking at these cheeks, and like, like it was funny. But anyway, like, our love is very real and very raw. We are Christians, so our love story definitely is different than a lot of people's, but at the same time, like, it's romantic, but very honest and very real. So that's how I was telling the story at the table. It was very real, very honest. He wasn't mic'd. So we eat dinner. He talks about, like, you know, our relationship, and it's just like telling sweet nothings, and we're just kind of like recapping the relationship and like talking about all of our fun and funny memories. And looking back at it, it was just like a sweet moment to have before proposal, is to kind of just like start at day one. And mind you, like, by the proposal, we're 3 years 3 months in, so we started at day one, and like kind of just like laughed and talked about all the fun stories that have happened over the years to get us to that point. And yeah, I was just eating and having a good time and stuff like that. And I could tell he was kind of like a little nervous. Like, it wasn't like our usual like dinners. Like, usually we're cracking jokes. Like, we were cracking jokes and stuff like that, but I guess he wasn't being as like, he was being a little bit more proper, probably for the day that it was. Like, I'm over here like, yeah, remember when I was twerking that time? Remember when we went to Miami and I was talking about Black Girl Magic? If you know, you know. That's a different story for a different time. But basically, like, yeah, we were just talking about all that stuff. And so he's like, okay, like, are you ready to go for our next stop? And I was like, next stop? Like, yeah, okay. So, because mind you, like, the whole time, like, because of the suit in the back of my head, I'm like, okay, maybe it's a proposal. But then, like, what if it's not? Like, what if he's like, you know, Darius is always up to something. So I was like, maybe he's like planning this, and then like our proposal is like next month or something like that. And like, he's just doing this to kind of like confuse me. Like, I didn't really know. So I was like, okay. our next stop, okay? Because I was like, is he gonna propose like at this restaurant? Like, what's happening? So we left and we went to Jersey Junction for ice cream, which if you're from Grand Rapids, you already know what's up. Basically, Jersey Junction is like this really like historic company. I don't know. It's an ice cream parlor in East Grand Rapids. I grew up right outside of East Grand Rapids, and I went to East Grand Rapids like elementary school, middle school, high school, like all that jazz. A bunch of story times on that later. And Jersey Junction is just like really old and like really cutesy and Pinteresty and stuff like that, and it's been there like since my mom was little. It's been there since my grandma was maybe a teenager. It's been there since, to be real with you, black people weren't allowed to be in there. Like, that's how long damn thing has been there. But anyways, it's really, really cute, and I used to go like as a little girl all the time, and even like in high school, like after school and stuff, like me and my friends, and my mom and dad used to take me there all the time, and my grandma. So we went there and we got ice cream and stuff like that. I got it in a cup. I usually get a cone, and I'm usually like a mess by the time I'm done eating it, but I got a cup because I was like, I'm gonna look cute. And we were just kind of like in line. I just kind of like had my head on his shoulder, and we're just like chilling, relaxing and stuff like that. And he was like, look, after we got our ice cream, we're outside eating, and he was like, I have to go to the bathroom real quick. So I was like, okay, fine. Now that is like relevant later on in the story. So we finish eating, we get in the car. He's like, are you ready for our second to last stop? And I was like, okay. So like each stop, I'm thinking like, what's gonna happen? So he was like, are you ready for our next stop? I was like, yeah. So we get in the car and we go to Reed's Lake. And Reed's Lake is really like, it's a lake in East Grand Rapids, and I used to go like all the time as a kid. Like, my mom would take me for like picnics and stuff. I would go with my grandparents and stuff. And this specific spot that he brought us to, when we got out of the car and we're like walking there, I'm like, oh my god. And I'm like, if he proposes here, like I'm gonna freaking die. Like I'm gonna faint. It was so like special to me. I'll get there. But anyway, so we're walking and he's just like talking about random stuff. Like, I know how he is when he gets like nervous and stuff like that, and he was just talking about like sports and like all types of stuff. Like, we were talking about a relationship too, but like I could tell something was coming a little bit. I was like, I don't know, and the reason I say I don't know is because like if you're in a relationship with a person that's always doing like surprises or like planning new things, like, and everything is a big deal, like you never really know, like, is this like a proposal type of big deal, or is it like it's Thursday and it's the 11th type of big deal? Like, what's happening? So we're walking down, like there's these beautiful like trees, and I like the outdoors to a certain extent, and he knows that, and this is the perfect spot. So all these beautiful trees and like the grass, so we're walking through there hand in hand. We're just like walking, and I see like this woman, she's like taking pictures of another woman, and I was like, oh, maybe it's like her senior pictures, like that's really cute. And I'm like telling Darius about it, he's like, yeah. And so we're like walking down the dock. There's a dock that like stretches out into the lake, and it kind of like makes a turn, and like there's this little like landing. So we're walking, and it's so pretty. It's like starting to be sunset. The sky is like blue, but then also like merges into pink, and it was perfect. I have on a pink dress, nude heels. He has on like this blue suit with a light pink like shirt under it, and it was just like blue into pink, which is like our vibes. His favorite color is blue, my favorite color is pink. Cannot wait until we start our own well, we already are a family, but I can't wait until we have babies, and like the gender reveal is gonna be like sickening. Like the blue and the that's our thing. But anyways, so we're walking, and I see like on the landing there's like these rose garland things. Like I guess if I'm saying a garland is like the strip of flowers that's like connected, right? Okay, so there's like these pink, my favorite color is pink, and my favorite flowers, about my number one favorite flower is roses. So he has these like light pink like rose garland things like in like a little like, and I love proposals that have the little like landing. It was beautiful, and I was like getting choked up. I'm like, oh my god. So we get there, but I don't see my family, and I'm like he would not propose like in front of my family. Like he asked my mom's blessing, whatever. He asked for my mom's blessing for my hand, and also my dad. So I was like, I don't think he would like do it without my family. So then I'm thinking like, okay, like no need to be nervous, like everything's fine, like it's not gonna be a proposal, it's just maybe we'll just like you know, sit here, he'll read me a poem, we'll watch, you know, sit at the dock of the bay watching the tides do their thing, like, you know. So I was like, maybe that's just it or whatever, it's gonna be fine. And so we're standing in the middle of like the garlands, and he's just like talking in my ear like about the relationship, and he bends down and kind of like fixes one of the flowers, and I'm looking at him like, oh my god, don't fall in the water. And then I hear, like, I don't want to get emotional, but like I hear one of the most familiar sounds to me. Like I'm a sound and a smell person. Like if I smell something and it reminds me of like my great grandmother or something like that, like I can like go back. But I'm also a sound person. I hear a sound that I've heard my entire life. The sound of my mother walking in heels, especially, she loves wedges. I don't know, but she loves wedges, and like it can be another woman walking in wedges and it won't trigger anything. Like that sound of, like, my mom has a very like distinct walk and like a certain swag about it. I don't know. So I heard one of the most like distinct sounds, and it was that. And I just like it was kind of close. He was distracting me by like fixing the flowers, but now mind you, my mom was like walking like a long ways, and I thought like, oh, we're in East, like it's probably just people like trying to like fish or something, like it is what it is. So like and I turn, but that sound like brought me to like realize like this is like, I'm like, Mom? So I like turn and I see my mom with like this giant vase of like beautiful like long stem pink roses, and I see my grandma, and I see my mom first, and I see my grandma and my dad, and my dad is my mom's dad. Well, another story time. But anyways, I see my mom and then my grandma, my dad, my aunt, who is my mom's god sister, and I see my best friend, and then I see my fiance's parents, and I just like lost it. Like I just started bawling my eyes out. And like then after that I see like a whole production crew, honey. There's the photographer, a videographer, and who I later learned and like met was the creative lead for the production company that my fiance hired or whatever. I was like, this man has a whole damn crew of people. Now mind you, like we're all like, it's me, my fiance, his two parents, everyone's black. So I was like, when I turned and I saw these like 3 people that have these giant cameras and like all this equipment, and they're obviously not my family, but then I'm like, I don't know these people. I'm like, oh my god, like they're a whole production crew, like okay. But at that time, like I'm ugly crying, like I am like I'm just like a mess, like my makeup, and I like when I'm emotional, like I can do a cute cry like, you know, at church or whatever, but when I'm emotional, like I was just bawling like from my gut, crying. And I was just like thinking about our whole relationship and like how beautiful our story is, and like seeing my whole family there for the one moment that like is the start of my new life with this man that God blessed me with. And like it was just crazy, and I was like, oh my god. So I'm like crying my eyes out, like huffing and puffing and everything. And you know, Darius was talking to me, and to like honestly the whole moment was like that, like it was crazy. So he's like talking to me and like telling me like, you know, you're so special to me and I'm so grateful for you. And my fiance has a very, very low and quiet voice, a very low and quiet yet strong voice. So I could definitely hear him. Everyone else probably couldn't, but I have like, I can like, he can be on the other side of the room and like talk like this, and I can definitely hear him. So he was like talking to me and stuff, and he was like, I have to ask you something. And I was like, Darius, like what are you doing? Like I'm like losing my chill. And he like gets down on one knee, and like my family is like kind of like around, like, you know, he has the rose garlands, and like we're inside and the family is like on the outside, but the edge of the dock, that's like the lake, is clear. So I look to my right and I see like this beautiful lake and like all the beautiful homes and the skyline, and like on the left I see our family. And I was just like losing it. He got down on one knee and he asked me to marry him, and I said yes. And so he like he stands up. I think, did he stand up and did we kiss first? I think he stood up and he kissed me and we hugged, and that was the first time like either of us has kissed like each other, obviously, like in front of our, like, I don't know, like growing up, we're both, like I said, it's a culture thing, like we're both black, like our parents aren't playing that. So that was also very monumental, like for us to kiss like in front of our family. Like, I am surprised my dad did not flip over into the back of the lake. But so yeah, he kissed me, we hugged each other, and then like he realized like, oh, the ring. So he gets back down on one knee and he pulls out this beautiful ring. I'll show you guys right now. So it's probably gonna glare, but yeah, he pulls out this beautiful ring that, I hope that it was focusing, but yeah, he pulls out this beautiful ring that he designed himself. Like no one else on the planet has this ring. And I just like lost it again. So he took off the ring that my dad did give me a ring when I was 16 years old, and I kept it on my left hand until a man asked me to marry him, and he put my ring on, and I was just like, oh my god. Now mind you, like for a while, like for a couple months, he was like, you know, don't check the emails, don't check the bank accounts, don't check. We have a home that we own together, so our lives are very much so like intertwined. He was like, don't check the bank accounts, don't check the emails, don't check nothing. And I was like, don't check the bank account? Hold on, where's my bag going, honey? And so when I looked at the ring, I was like, oh my god, like this is happening. And I was just like so grateful. And to be honest with you, like I was just so excited about being engaged and about the moment that like the size of the ring is definitely not what's important. And it's not even, I don't know, like with Darius, like I just always kind of like know, like expect like top level stuff and expect him to go all out. That's just like the type of man that he is. He's not gonna have me, you know, caring last in any category of life. So I was just like, you know, God, what did I do, honey? Like what did your girl do to deserve all of this? So yeah, he took the ring off. The ring that was on my finger, I have worn every single day since I was 16 years old. So it was stuck on there. So we eventually got that off. Oh, rewind. So when he got down on one knee, like I started I'm a fainter, so I started fainting, and like I almost lost it. I'm going back, and my future father-in-law was behind me. And he kind of like, I didn't know that he was behind me, mind you. Like when they came up, like I started looking at Darius, and like I didn't know who all was behind me. I didn't know where anyone was positioned and things like that. So he's behind me, and he kind of just like caught my arms like that. I didn't know it was him, so I kind of just like jolted, and I just kind of like woke up, and I just like stood back up. So that happened about twice. And I was like, oh my god, like thank you like for standing there or whatever. And my fiance was like reaching out like in front of him to catch the front of me, but he couldn't because he was on one knee. So his dad caught me, and I was like, looks like I'm choosing the right last name to carry, and like, you know, they got me, this is good. So I was like, you know, obviously yes, I'll marry you and things like that. And like we hugged our family, and I was like still crying, and my grandma, look at my grandma's face, she was like, oh, like she's a very like, you know, delicate, like I get part of my personality from her. So she was like, oh my god. And yeah, I hugged my dad, and it was just so special and so exciting. And then our the creative lead for the photography and videography, like the production company that Darius went with, they're so nice, so professional. I'm gonna leave their information in the description box. Definitely check them out. I'm pretty sure Leanne, she does everything. Like she's so creative, and I definitely couldn't have asked him to pick any other company that would have been more perfect for this day, like honestly. So she was like, oh Darius, you can take your mic off. And I was like, your mic? A microphone? Oh hell no, we already know what types of stuff I cut. You already know what comes out of my mouth, boo. What made you think like Shawty not about to switch it up for the proposal? Like you already know what I say. And I just like had this ghost look on my face, and I looked at my mom, and I was like, Mom, and I was like, Darius, how are we gonna get the audio off of there? Because when we were at the restaurant, like mind you, I'm talking about, you know, me twerking, and I'm talking about all types of stuff. I'm like a very, especially with Darius, like we're very raw. Like yes, we are some cursing Christians, okay? we are just so like blunt, and I was definitely like, the things that I said on that microphone I can't even say on camera. Like, I'm pretty sure this video will get taken down and they will just, YouTube will decide to never monetize my channel, so we're not gonna do that. But like, I was just like, oh my god. So Leanne, she started like cracking up laughing. She's like, don't worry, like if you don't want me to listen, I won't listen, but like, you know, we need some audio for your video. And I was like, video? Like, oh my god. And she just took the most beautiful, beautiful photos I had ever seen in my entire life. Like, they are gorgeous. So I don't want this video to be too long, oh my god. So afterwards, we just kind of like chit chatted with our family a little bit. Everyone left. We took some more engagement photos just alone by ourselves, so we could be as cuddly and canoodly as we want it to be. And then we get in the car and he was like, are you ready for your last stop? I was like, child, I need a nap. Like, what are you talking about, next stop? So we went to Oasis, which is a hot tub garden here in the Midwest, and it was just perfect. It was so cozy. It was hard getting out of the dress and all of the undergarments that I had under the dress in order to make things happen the way that they happened. But yeah, we got in the hot tub and we had some wine and it was just perfect. And we just started talking about how perfect it was, and obviously me being, you know, a bride-to-be, I jumped right into wedding planning, and I'm like, so like a budget, or can I just, you know, he was like, do your thing. If you go too far, like, I'll rein you back in. And I was like, okay. So we just talked about like starting a family together, and let me check my list of things to talk about and make sure I'm not getting too off topic. We just talked about like our future, and it was we got used to saying the word fiance. We were like, okay, you're my fiance, you're my fiance. It takes time. It was crazy. We just talked about moving forward, wedding plans, and just, we can't wait to get married and one day, you know, move from our starter home and have babies and live our best life. So whew, that was a lot. I'm glad that I finally got to sit down and do this video. So was it a surprise? It was a surprise, but definitely, if you guys know, you know, like when you're in love with someone and you've known that person for so long, you kind of like, you can feel what's coming, you know that person. So it was kind of like, okay, it could be a proposal, but I'm definitely gonna, like, you know, if it's not, I already know he's coming, and he's coming with the heat one day. But I'm so glad that he did it, and it was so beautiful. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I will see, oh, it's okay, it's October 1st, meaning I'm kind of gonna do like a vlogtober type of thing, but it's not gonna be a vlog every day. It's just gonna be a video every day for October. So I will see you guys in tomorrow's video. Make sure that you subscribe. If you have not subscribed to this channel, hit the button. You're gonna see me every day of October. You're gonna watch, hopefully, every video every day of October. So you might as well hit the subscribe button and be a part of future giveaways. Hopefully we will hit that 500 subscriber mark in October, so you guys can get a special prize. So yeah, hit like, comment. If you have any video ideas, I need 30 ideas, so hit comment and tell me what you guys want to see. Make sure that you're following me on Instagram at Sweet Symphony, and I will see you guys tomorrow, and I love you so much. Bye.